get applause to start. It's nice, isn't it?
I know.
But what if what you do is rubbish?
It's never rubbish. Hey guys.
It's a bit presumptuous.
And welcome to Petrol Ped. Welcome to the channel, Darren. But now we are on our way to a Highland adventure, are we not?
We are indeed. We're a long way from there yet.
We are a long way from there. We're driving up to Liverpool. But I put a post out on social media a couple of days ago saying, let's do a Q&A. I haven't done one for a while. I have a big long list of questions that Darren is going to ask me, but we thought it might be a bit of fun and a way to kill hours, because we've still got 2.5 hours until we get to Liverpool.
Well, there's only a few number of questions, but you'll answer in hours, presumably.
Go on then, where should we go first? We've got some Instagram ones first.
Let's do that, and it's useful because that's at the top of the list.
Excellent.
Excellent.
My cunning plan.
Okay.
Hit me with it.
I'm hoping I'm going to have to keep this active so it doesn't lock,
Yes,
and then that'll be rubbish.
because your face does not like mine.
No, thank God. My phone doesn't recognise my face. I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah, true. Anyway, Car Mad Dad.
Car Mad Dad, another control and shifter. Go for it.
Right. What would you recommend over a BMW M2 Comp?
This or the M2 Comp?
Yes.
Ooh, I haven't spent as much time in this. I think this probably. However, I think the M2 Comp. You would think the M2 Comp would be a little bit better in terms of practicality because it's got seats in the back and it's got a boot and stuff. However, we've got loads of stuff in this.
We've got two of my bags plus all your crap.
Yeah, it's surprisingly more spacious and stuff. And I think this probably looks a little bit more special. Although, I'll have to be careful because he's got an M2 Comp. M2 Comps are really good as well.
You were saying that earlier, actually.
I was, but over the pub lunch. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, definitely. Next.
Right, S10 Lucky. All right.
Yeah.
Manual or PDK?
Oh, manual all day long.
Yeah.
However, so this is the manual. There is now a PDK version of the GT4. The only problem is, and I'm going to be massively, every car reviewer says this, the gears in this are too long. It needs to shorten the gears up a little bit. But my full review of this car, we will talk about that a little bit more, but I would always have a manual. I think it's quite special having a kind of such a powerful sports car with a manual gearbox.
Yeah, because you actually get to drive it.
Because you get to drive it, you swap comps and stuff.
Yeah. Similar sort of question, but still relevant. But DPT Zen 1.
Yeah.
At the end of the trip, would you have the manual if it was your own money or the PDK? This is whether you're buying it or not.
Just answer that. Yeah, I'd have a manual one.
Yeah. Ben Rochford 91. When can I buy you a pint? Also, country pub or seaside tavern?
Ben, you can buy me a pint anytime you like, mate.
Anywhere on the M1? Is that something you can stay?
So, having just been to a country pub for lunch, which was very nice.
It was, yeah.
A seaside tavern though, with some Rattler.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. And now, which one, the apple or the pear?
Oh, apple.
Yeah, agreed.
Cider is apples. It's just wrong when it's made pear.
True.
Yeah. Go on then.
But we should tell them that.
Yeah.
Right. So, Dutch R58.
A mini owner.
Mini owner.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Right. Now that's a good daily driver. Any more vids with the R59 coming up, or update maybe?
Yeah. Well, yes. So little Ruby Roadster. 2 videos coming very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So Ruby Roadster is getting a big brake kit from Alcon.
Nice.
Yeah. So we are just organising when that's going to take place. We've been waiting for all the bits to make the brakes. Actually, surprisingly, I keep waiting for bits to make stuff on my channel.
Actually, that's happening a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Is it being freighted from somewhere?
But they have the bits now.
Okay.
They actually have my brakes ready. But we're going to go up and do a video at the factory and stuff. And then I'm having some custom seats. So I'm off up to Lowen in 2 weeks' time to then go to Cobra, and we're going to do some custom seats. So 2 quite cool videos with the little Ruby Roadster, and then we're going to do a banging track day right at the end of the year in November.
Excellent. Have you got a track for that yet? Oh yeah, you know that.
Goodwood Marshall's track day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay.
And people can come along to that, and I'm going to do hot laps again. So.
Cool. Are you getting commission?
No, it's for charity.
Okay, good.
For charity, mate.
Right, test car guy. Overall, would you prefer the newer versions of Porsche, like this one, with more advanced technology, or still rather the old school variants? So you have a bit more driver feel, less technology, more raw sounds. This does sound good, though.
It does. If I was having a collection, I would like an older 911, a really nice one. But I think as a day-to-day basis, I'm always a bit of a fan of going the newer versions. I think I like Apple CarPlay and things.
Shiny, shiny things.
I like shiny things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably go for a new one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, more expensive. Anyway, so
yeah.
Alex.
Well, I don't know that,
Yeah, I suppose that. Alex Dalglish 99. Can you get over 35 miles per gallon average out of it?
Shall we see what the current trip is? I think 35 is being very optimistic. So far today, been in the car for 3 hours, done 150 miles, and I'm averaging 27.7 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
I did get it up to just above 30 on a long cruise, but the problem with this car is when you get a bit of B road. Let me just drop it down a cog or two, even though we're in a measured speed limit. It does sound quite good.
It does sound really good.
And when you tap into it sounds quite good. The fuel economy goes to in the teens.
You just pay for it.
Like
but it's okay because we're not in a fuel crisis or anything.
No, we're not in a fuel crisis. 219 miles of fuel anxiety. Yeah. So 35, I think that's a stretch. 30-ish on a long journey. I reckon that's doable.
Sounds reasonable.
But it is a 4 litre flat six, so come on.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Phil M2071. Only one question.
Only one. Well,
that was a statement. Only one question. What spec are you ordering? Porsche will get under your skin.
Mate, I've already been on Auto Trader.
That surprises me.
I've only had the car 2 days. I drove it back from Porsche Reading, and I was like, oh man.
Stop.
I was like, I need one. Right. Because I've driven a GT4, Cayman GT4 on track about 5 years ago, but I've never really spent any time with it.
Right.
And it is very good. And they are a bit rich for me.
Picked it up. I really love this car.
I know. Yeah. And you're insured on it too, so you're going to get to drive it as well.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm a little bit worried, if I'm honest. But we make it nice wide.
So am I. I've got a really good relationship with Porsche at the moment.
Did?
Yeah, I Porsche, my mate just wrote the car up.
Hello, by the way, yeah. Anyway,
moving
on with that. Will Kid 62, do you think you will ever get a supercar?
The bizarre thing is, the more supercars I drive, the less likely I think it's going to be. Yeah. So, to give you an example, I did look at the finance on one of these, but if you're prepared to pay £1,500 a month on finance, then you can buy a supercar. Yeah. If you're not, and I don't think I can get my head around spending that kind of money, financially, I could go out and buy a supercar, but I don't think I could get my head around the depreciation. I don't know, it's a difficult one. I would love to think I'd have a special car one day, something like a Superformance Cobra or a nice classic or something, but I don't know, I doubt it.
I mean, meanwhile,
but never say never.
Just keep upgrading.
Well, the other thing is, I'm in a very privileged position in that I can borrow supercars for a week and give them back and experience them. And experience lots of different ones without the financial millstone around my neck of owning it.
That's true, I suppose, and for auto solos and stuff.
Yeah, and my Roadster's ace for those.
Yeah, there you go. So, okay. Right, so we move on to Facebook.
Facebook, yes.
Because that's the next one.
The Book of Faces.
Excellent.
Go on then.
So, Simon Davey.
Simon Davey, hello there.
Hello, Simon. When are you going to convert your carport into a garage?
Very good question. Next year. So, that is, we are currently... So for those of you who don't know, if you watch my videos, if you see where the house is, we've got an open fronted car barn. We've had planning to convert that into a garage actually we had outline planning when we bought the house 8 years ago. But we plan to do that next year. We're currently working on the drawings and stuff, the engineering drawings. We've got planning. We're working on an energy solution for it too, because we want to have solar power.
Okay.
And then we'll probably wait. The big problem at the moment, any of you who've got any building work trying to be done at the moment, is the cost of materials at the moment is ridiculous. And the availability of decent builders is quite, because everyone's really, really busy. So we're going to wait until next year. But yes, coming soon. And it's going to be pretty special, because I'll be doing some content on it for the channel. we're going to have my dream garage.
Is there a simulator room?
They will have a simulator room, yes.
Excellent.
and a lovely bike rack on the wall. Yeah.
Big enough for more bikes?
Yes,
excellent. Good. Right. Okay, Joe Achilles. Do we know that?
Joe! Hey!
Which other non-car related YouTube channels are you subscribing to? Well, those that you can mention, presumably.
Yeah, the clean ones. During lockdown, I got mildly obsessed with an American guy called Brian Tyler Cohen.
Oh yes, I know.
Who's like a political commentator, and I really like his stuff because at the time he wasn't the biggest fan of Donald Trump. So
he wasn't alone there, was he?
Not really, no. So I quite like watching him just because it's a bit different and it's a different perspective on the States. I love Karens in the wild.
Yes.
You can't beat a good Karen video for a bit of a laugh.
True.
And I like any of the kind of fail videos. But the one I got into this week, and I can see it's going to be a problem because they were talking about it on the radio.
Yeah.
Dude Perfect.
Really?
Do you watch Dude Perfect?
No, I've not seen that.
Oh, mate.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dude Perfect's really good. Yeah, so
We'll finish this first then.
Yeah. So basically, there's a bunch of guys. They've been doing it a long time, but they do these videos where they'll, do the longest basketball hoop or trick shots, and so they're really, really well put together. Very, very good. So yeah, I like Dude Perfect.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
that sounds all right.
But once you start watching it, it's like a box of Pringles. Once you stop, pop, you just can't stop. It's the same thing. Yeah, okay. There you go, Joe.
And that's a tube as well.
And obviously, before any of that, I watched Joe's channel because he's really good.
Again, you were saying that earlier on. Colton Clavering A.
Colton!
2 questions. First, would you personally pick a Cayman or a 911?
If I had the money, I'd have a 911 GT3.
Right.
The problem is, it comes back to that money thing. A Cayman is within my... I could go and buy one of these tomorrow. I could afford to buy a Cayman. I would be stretching to buy a 911.
Yeah.
But I do like a 911.
That's because that's shinier.
But one of the things I am going to say is Caymans are not a 911 for people who can't afford a 911. They are totally different cars.
Yeah.
This is a mid-engine sports car.
Yeah.
911 is a rear-engine sports car. They are completely different. If you ever drive both of them, they're totally different cars to drive. So yeah, there you go.
Cool. Second question. What option on the Cayman is missing that you would add, or an option that you get rid of?
This Cayman, interestingly, isn't massively spec'd. It's not got a great deal. It's obviously completely blacked out spec. I love that.
There are 4 blank buttons here.
There's some blank buttons there. I don't know what they would be if they weren't blank. I don't know. I quite like the fact it's quite basic inside. It doesn't have a leather dash. It's not got things like carbon ceramic brakes, and it's still awesome. So I don't think there's a great deal in it.
So we're sitting in this amazing car, but it's a bit basic.
Well, it's just over 80,000 quid. The other demonstrator Porsche got on their press fleet is like 97 or something because it's got carbon ceramics and things.
Amazing.
So, not much. If I bought a normal Cayman, I'd have to have a wing on the back. Because I think on the back.
Given a choice, you'd put a wing on anything.
I would, I do like my wing.
You haven't put a wing on your bike yet. That's got to be a thing, right?
There's always time.
There is indeed. You do like a wing.
I do like a wing. Wing!
Bigger the better.
Bigger the better, yeah.
Giant.
Nice Taycan. Very good.
Right, there we go. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah.
Hal Evans.
Yeah.
What's the real life MPG of the Cayman GT4? Well,
we've kind of covered that.
And are you having range anxiety in a petrol powered car? Is there more range anxiety at the moment, given the fuel situation and the sub 30?
Yeah,
thing?
I mean, you get about 300 miles, 330 miles to a tank.
Yeah.
We believe, bear in mind we're on the way up north, that in Scotland and north of England, there isn't so much of a problem right now, because it's Sunday right now, so there's not so much of a problem with fuel. We will find that out. I believe Scotland's actually fine.
Well, indeed, although there are fewer petrol stations, presumably in the Highlands and stuff.
There are. But what my plan is to fill up when I get anywhere near a quarter of a tank.
Right.
Yeah.
So in terms of range anxiety, nowhere near an electric car.
Oh God, no.
Tim Hussey. Do you think there's any realistic chance of the UK having adequate countrywide charging points? Good question, timing, given the last one, installed by 2030, when the last new petrol diesel car is sold. And would your NC500 trip be possible if, say, just 10 electric cars all tried to do it?
I'll answer the second part of that first.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's not that it's not possible, but you'd have to do overnight charging and 10 cars rocking up to a hotel on the NC500. I doubt any of them have got 10 chargers. And I don't think there are that many chargers on the way round, so I think it would be very challenging if you had a group of 10 electric cars. If you're on your own in an electric car, possibly. Infrastructure-wise, a lot of money needs to be spent. It's getting better, but I think the petrol retailers and the guys who own the forecourts, I know there's lots of money being spent on those.
I suppose it's just over 8 years to go until that cut-off point. But still,
even though they won't sell petrol cars, then there'll still be petrol cars around for a long time to come. So I think there's a lot of work to be done in that area.
Yeah.
And for me, I've got an electric car at home with the MG. It's still not anywhere near good enough.
No.
And anything but a Tesla. If you're in a Tesla, it's a little bit better, but it's still not good enough. I wouldn't do this trip.
No.
I wouldn't want to do this trip, even just up to Liverpool in an electric car, because it would be pants.
Well, I remember the pain you had going across to Hamburg, was it, to pick up some parts?
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
No.
This is good now. How many more have we got?
Oh, loads.
This video's going to be so long.
We've got a long drive, so
yeah, I know. Yeah, go on.
I know.
Next
I
one.
won't keep adding extra questions. Yeah. Right. So, okay, Ray Drury.
Before we get we've got a national speed limit. It's very long geared. This, but we can pull out to the fast lane.
Exiting average speed enforcement zone.
Cheers, Waze. Right, next.
Nice, excellent, perfect. Ray, back to you, sir. Ray Drury, is the GT4 usable as a daily? By the way, your video on the Cayman 718 a couple of years ago was the inspiration for my own 718, and it was the right choice now for the kids. Now that the kids are away at uni, perfect.
Oh, very good.
I only wish that I could stretch to the GTS4.
Oh yeah, well now there we go. So, yes, you could daily a GT4. Yeah. I would be interested to see.
You could put the kids in the space in the boot. You
Especially
know the old Fords
if
with
they're
the
like 1 year old, you just
was it got a dicky seat in the old Fords that sat up at the back?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. You just put a pillow in there.
I think you could daily a GT4. If you put too many miles on it, I'd be a bit worried about residuals and things.
Yeah.
I think your better option would be to buy the 4 litre.
Yeah.
So you now got this has got the 6-pot boxer engine in that. You can get a 4 litre version of that, the GTS. I'd probably go for one of those because I think it might be a little bit less sensitive on mileage. But
fair enough. That was the first bit. Blah 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 blah. Yes, the other is commentary.
Excellent.
Stretching to the GTS4.
Yeah, good.
Nice.
Good.
Excellent. Good choice.
Yeah.
Ross McDonald. This is the last of this bit.
Okay.
And then we can move to the Twitter.
Okay.
If that's all right with you.
Yeah, to the Twitter.
To the Twitter.
To the Twitter.
So Ross says, which would you prefer, the 718 GT4, 718 Spider, or 981 GT4? Can we say those again?
So this version of GT4 or the Spider version?
Or the Spider, yeah.
I always thought I'd go for. I would actually probably have the previous version of GT4 just because they're a little bit more affordable. Or the 4 litre 6-cylinder Boxster because it's got a more usable roof than the Spider.
Excellent. Right, on to Twitter. Ian,
we're nearly at the end.
Yeah, we are actually. Yeah, it's a couple. Ian Slater Photography. Can I actually walk in and buy one from the dealership, or do I have to be on the list?
I believe that you need to be on the list. So to get a GT4, it's the same with the new GT3. You need to be a special customer, and that normally means a Porsche buying history.
Right.
Which I think sucks. I think if you've got the money and you can afford it, you should be able to go in and buy it. And I really have a big problem with if it's a super special car, a very low run car. I kind of get the list thing, but they're not limiting these numbers. You have to be a special customer to buy one, and I think that does suck a bit.
Does it creates a false exclusivity?
Yeah, I just don't see the need for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think, and you still see people flipping them, and I've seen GT3s, the new GT3, on sale for like £250,000. It's just ridiculous. Anyway.
As you say, if you've got the money.
Because I would love to go and buy one, but I couldn't buy a new one because I've not had a Porsche before. So
you could reference this trip though.
I could say I've actually driven.
It's a bit like being a named driver on an insurance policy. I don't know if that works.
I don't know whether that would work, to be honest.
on that basis, maybe I'll give one.
I don't think that.
Okay, last question.
The last, but
from Brian Fraser.
Brian Fraser.
Is it better than the new GT3?
I haven't driven the new GT3 yet. However, when I picked it up, I did speak to my very good friends at Porsche GB, and the GT3 will be coming to the channel soon. I just need to arrange a date.
Soon. Is that tension building soon?
Yes,
or
well, I don't.
Just vague. I don't know when.
Don't actually know when.
Check back every 5 minutes.
I will be getting access to one, but I just need to arrange the date. But yeah, I don't know. I've not driven one, but I can't wait to. And anybody who has driven it, I know Joe's driven it, and he's just raved about it, especially with the manual box. So I can't wait, really. That was fun.
That was very fun.
Anyway, that was it. Thank you for being a bit like Paxman.
Oh, so incisive.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that difficult for you?
Yeah. So, a little bit of fun. We had some time to kill. I hope you enjoyed that one. Any more questions, stick it in the comments below. I might do one of my pub beers and banter sessions, the live ones soon, because they go down quite well.
Yeah.
But also stay tuned to the channel, because we've got a whole week of epic content to make. We've got the drone with us. We've got some amazing supercars on this tour with SCC Private Members, so it's gonna be an above average week, I think.
Definitely.
But for now, we're gonna concentrate. We've still got, oh look, we can go on the M6 soon. We're staying in Liverpool this evening, night out in Liverpool, woohoo, on the docks.
What could possibly go wrong?
As long as the wheels are still on the car in the morning. That was very stereotypical.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. I'll see you on the next film, guys.
Record the whole thing again.
I hope you enjoyed that. If you have done so, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol. Plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film. You take care. Drive safe.